I'm back. Now get inside the TARDIS.
Come on, it's Christmas, the North Pole. Who are you gonna call?
What seems to be the problem?
Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be doing another 12th Doctor review. This time it's Last Christmas, the Christmas special that went out not too long ago. It's almost a week ago now, actually. I'm a bit late with this review, you know, scheduling problems, pushing me back a bit. But anyway, it's finally here, the review of Last Christmas. And we went into this story, all of us, not really, well, most of us, not really knowing whether Clara was staying or not. And, you know, by the end of it, it'd been revealed that she was staying for the whole of Series 9, apparently. Whether or not she'll leave partway through or something, I don't know. But to be honest, I'm not overjoyed with this news. Now, I'm not saying I hate Clara, but I am saying that I feel her character's been used up by now. I think all the interesting stuff they could have done with her, they have done. Some of it they did well, some of it they messed up completely. But, you know, I think by this point, it's time for a new companion. And I hope they do that in Series 9 anyway, just to at least change up the TARDIS dynamic. Because at the moment, the Doctor and Clara is a bit stale. I feel they need another companion of some kind chucked in there, just to mix things up a bit. You know, and don't make it from present day Earth. You know, make it someone who's not connected to Clara in any way. Make it someone who can stay on after Clara's left. Male, female, I don't mind. I just want a new companion in the TARDIS just to mix things up a bit, because right now it's a bit stale, I'm afraid. This story, set 6 months after Death in Heaven, is much better, I think, in tone. The whole Christmas, Santa Claus, Father Christmas, whatever you want to call them, thing could have been handled. Well, I wasn't too happy that it was in there. I was glad that it was revealed to be a dream, though. Just part of a dream. And although apparently that tangerine at the end was meant to signify, oh, Santa Claus is real, and he put the Doctor and Clara back together again. He reunited them. That's what Stephen Moffat said afterwards, and I'm just no. Just no. 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 That was me slamming my desk, in case you didn't hear that. No. I don't want this. I don't like that. But it was done subtly enough that you could just say, oh, that didn't happen. And, you know, if it doesn't happen on TV or in audio or whatever, if it doesn't explicitly happen, then there's no reason to say that it did happen, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, that tangerine at the end, it could have been left lying there by anyone. Just the writer saying something afterwards that it was supposed to mean something doesn't necessarily mean it means something. In this case, I'm taking it to mean that Santa Claus isn't real, because it ruins the whole thing of it, I guess. Robin Hood was okay, because he was a myth. You can get away with that. Santa Claus, however, isn't a myth. He is a straight-up fictional character. Putting him into Doctor Who when he's already been referenced several times before as not being real, you know, it kind of like messes everything up, I guess. And it could have been handled a bit better, I guess. The Elves, they were fun, I guess. I'm glad they were fictional, but they were fun nevertheless. Dan Starkey and Nathan McCullen, I think, are the actors. I know Dan Starkey is definitely one of them, but I'm not sure about Nathan McCullen. But they did a very good job with that, and I think they took themselves very seriously, or the characters took themselves very seriously when they actually weren't. And that whole gun remark about the balloon and the toy gun and whatnot, that was very fun, I feel. And it's odd how scary this was. Despite that, I was worried that it's going to undermine the scariness of this story. It actually did have quite a few scary moments, like Clara on the table and whatnot, and not knowing whether it was a dream or real. That was a good idea. It was something that called back to Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. It's that kind of story. However, it was perhaps used a bit too many times, that whole twist, oh, it's actually a dream within another dream and whatnot. It was used one too many times when we got to the point where Clara suddenly became young again, and apparently that's because old Clara is supposed to be her exit, but then Jenna Coleman said, no, I want to stay on, so they had to write on that end bit for her staying on and whatnot. But that just felt unnecessary and tacked on the end. Felt like just felt like the plot was a bit stretched a bit too thin by that point, that plot device, I'm afraid. And that's basically all this story has to it. That's interesting, that one plot device. And while that does work, that does make it that's a very strong plot device. It's just not the kind of thing that it needed a plot twist, I guess. It's that kind of thing that was used way too many times. It needed a different plot twist at some point just to make it a bit more interesting when that plot device was overused. But unfortunately there wasn't one. The thing about the base manuals and whatnot, that was very fun. And then the characters in the base, I mean, Michael Troughton's character and the other older woman are forgettable, but Shona and the scientist whose name I forget, well, Shona mainly is the best one to take away from this. I would like her as a new companion. I mean, yeah, I know she's from present day Earth, or near enough present day Earth, but nevertheless, she was a good a good character, and she would have made a good companion had Clara left. Unfortunately, Clara hasn't left. Still holding out hope that we do get a new companion, but I would have liked her to travel alongside the 12th Doctor, and the other scientist character whose name I've forgotten wasn't as memorable, but still would have made an okay companion, I guess. And I think a lot of people are saying that, to be honest. But that's because they would be much more enjoyable than Clara. Nothing against Clara, it's just that, as I said before, she's stale by this point. She needs to be moved on, I feel, and the sooner the better for the series itself. If Series 9 isn't her last series, well, it's just going to get a bit depressing by this point. Unless they could do something really interesting with her character in Series 9, I don't know, they might do. The Magician's Apprentice sounds like an interesting title, hopefully referring to a different new companion rather than Clara, because I think it's obvious by this point that the Doctor may be the Magician, although they could twist it a bit and have it be a double meaning. It could be an episode about magic, although not explicitly magic, just someone pretending to use magic, which is actually science. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just a title. We'll have to wait till later in the year to find out what exactly it means. But anyway, I think rating Last Christmas, I'd go 6 out of 10. It's good, it's got some strong moments. Those face eater things, whatever they were, I forgot the name of, dream crabs, that was it. They were quite scary and interesting. I think the episode was surprisingly scary, to be honest, 6:15 on Christmas Day. And it was definitely a mix of the Stephen Moffat specials and the Russell T Davies specials, where the Russell T Davies ones have been very serious and whatnot, and then Stephen Moffat's ones have been less than serious and more kind of like, what's it called? More kind of like silly, more Christmassy, more forced Christmas themes rather than just being set at Christmas time on present day Earth or wherever, sometimes Victorian times. But anyway, it works for the most part, this story. It's fun enough. Better than Time of the Doctor, definitely. It's better than last year. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. 6 out of 10 for Last Christmas. Hope you have a happy new year if I don't get my top 10 Christmas specials video uploaded tomorrow. So, see you next time everyone.